Hey, y'all. It is Spiceda, and I have a great, exciting combos and coffee for y'all today. My great friend Kelvin Dickerson is here, longtime friend. I mean, he may not be claiming me these days. We don't know. But look, we are having a great conversation. And the title of today's message is You May Have Not Gotten an Inheritance, but Your Kids can. Here it is. Okay, here it is right here. You may not have gotten an inheritance, but will your kids? And I also say, I believe in wealthy habits and building wealthy kids. Kelvin Dickerson, here he is right here. We're going to run down those pictures while I talk about my friend. He is also the founder of Smart Parent Wealthier Kids, a generational wealth program. Kelvin is a certified financial coach and generational wealth coach. He and his wife, Edwina, who that's how he really became my friend, y'all, is founders of this with their two beautiful children. Okay, they're two beautiful girls. As the proud dad of two girls, Kelvin is always thinking about how to secure their financial future, whether it's having money to pay for college, buy a house, or start a business. He never wants money to be an issue for his kids, just like me. That is not the way for me, and that is not the way for our kids, is what he says. He started Smart Parents Wealthy Kids to show parents how to create generational wealth for their families in the most simple, practical way possible through, y'all ready? Custodial accounts. This program helps make your child a millionaire simply by investing as little as $25. Hey, he at a month in a custodial account. Y'all ready for this? I'm saying this. I'm saying it like this is basketball. Are y'all ready for this? Y'all are. Okay, I'm gonna give you time to grab your coffee. Just a few seconds. I have mine. I am super duper excited about this conversation. Me and Kelvin talked for like 2 hours last time. I mean, every time we talk is for a couple of hours, but this here, he had my ear just kind of like ringing. Like, if you really are serious about your kids, living a better life than you had, and you're really serious about your kids having true wealth. And what I call that is, freedom of decision, access, time, and no limitations to because of money. You want to be a part of this conversation between Kelvin and I in just a few moments. This is Business Combos and Coffee, and welcome to the podcast, Wealthy Habits, right after this. Who am I? I'm Spiceda Jackson, CEO and founder of xfinancialcpa.com. I help middle-class people, entrepreneurs, small business owners, contractors be a have and not a have-not of wealth. And wealth isn't necessarily money. Wealth is just sometimes your time. Wealth is your freedom of decision. What is wealth for you outside of money? I help you have that, but I'm an accountant, so we start with numbers. Go to our website, xfinancialcpa.com, make an appointment, in the link say Wealthy Habits. Now, when you get there, it's going to say, subscribe to our podcast. My podcast. My podcast is called Wealthy Habits. That's what you see above. If you subscribe, I'm going to be during my next Pocket More Profit Bootcamp, which is coming up on October 18th. Mark it. And you can actually go right now to pocketmoreprofitbootcamp.com and register. Be a part of the boot camp. And there are two things that we're doing in this boot camp, because we're going into the fourth quarter. And I'm always talking about my year-end spend. But before I even talk about that with you guys, we've got to get better, because number one, like my headline says, Biden has increased, the IRS auditors. So it's time to audit proof your wealth. Audit proof your tax return. So let me say what I'm saying. I said audit proof your tax return, but what you need to do is tax proof your wealth. And so my next Pocket More Profit Bootcamp is going to help you be like Trump and go ahead and Trump your taxes legally. Hey, friend. Good morning.
Well, hello.
First,
It's so exciting to be here.
you know
Thank you for
what?
having
First, you are more than welcome. It is my honor and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Wealthy Habits, where we help the middle class and working class, hardworking people like me and you and entrepreneurs be haves and not have nots in this
me.
world.
Absolutely. I'm all for it.
So let me first say thank you because you are on the West Coast and it is super duper early for you. So thank you so much for blessing us with rising early in the morning before your family wake up and you looking handsome and dapper. You doing this thing. Uh-oh. So thank you for being
Oh,
a part. I probably should cut off some stuff over here. Lord Jesus. We got phones. We in a real business over here, Kelvin. This is not working
exactly.
from home. This is working from the office.
But this is a topic that is worth getting up early for.
It definitely is. So, look, we're going to cover a couple of topics, people. And I'm just going to let you know we're first going to talk about for most of us, our parents didn't leave us an inheritance. And this is your platform. Okay. This is what Kelvin preach about, teach about, and this is his ministry, much like Wealthy Habits and teaching people how to build wealth and pocket more profit is mine. Okay. And so we actually connected, many years ago through church, and through my good friend, you married, and we become friends. Kelvin is one of our couple friends. Joey and I don't have a lot of couple friends, Kelvin. So even though we don't see y'all but every couple of years, you are a couple friends. So thank you so much for your friendship. But look, y'all, we are going to talk about, we have big dreams for our kids. God knows I do. God knows I do. We have big dreams for our kids. We're going to, our inhibitors to us, or what has stopped us from creating millionaire kids, how we can be different from our parents. Kelvin is here. Kelvin, give us a little bit. Tell the people about yourself. I introduce you. What did I miss?
No, you pretty much covered it. I'm a certified financial coach, and as you said, Spiceda, my real win is helping people to attain their financial goals and prosperity. I work a lot with couples, entrepreneurs, millennials, Christians, you name it, right? And from getting out of debt to investing to really build generational wealth. So in some circles, I even like to call myself a financial pastor. So this is my passion. I feel like this is why I get up in the morning. So yeah, I'm an evangelist. Like, folks, let's get our finances together. Let's get it tight and right.
Look, you just made me have to play this right here. Look, Kevin, Kelvin, you could be a deacon.
You got a business church.
We go, hey, get your business saved. Come to Tax Plus, X Financial can get you saved today. All you need to do is click the button, and and we'll get you well on your way. Come to see. Come to Cedar right now. We can fix your broken business and show you how. Business church. Take your business to church. Get it saved, baby. Get it saved.
I love it. You are a woman of many talents. I wanna like that. I mean, yeah, that's great.
You know I don't have good sense. You know I don't have good sense. My friend Nick told me I'm going to financial hell.
I love it. Yeah, you broke out in the serenade. So no, it's wonderful. It
So look,
matches
I
your
could do one for you. What'd you say?
please. Yeah, I'm sure I will get like 1,000 likes on that alone.
Look, you ain't said nothing but a thing. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna.
Exactly.
So look, how the custodial counts is if I did you a song, I would tell you about get a custodial account, because your financial planner is not for you. That it will help you bring this for your kids one day because they don't make no money on that. So tell
Right.
us about it.
Yeah, so I have a lot of friends who are financial advisors, financial planners, and we have conversations behind the scenes sometimes. And here's the deal. I mean, financial advisors, financial planners, they want to make money. So they're trying to get clients who have a lot to invest. Because if they have a lot to
Mhm.
invest, financial planners and advisors get commission. Custodial accounts, people don't traditionally put a lot of money in those accounts. So guess what? Financial advisors and financial planners aren't pushing those type of products because at the end of the
Mhm.
day, they're not going to make a lot of money. That's why statistically, I would say only 40% of parents really know about custodial accounts because it's not a big money maker on the back end, guys.
Okay, so the stats say, and I'm gonna put this up here. This is probably not gonna let me put everything, but you have here that 44% of baby boomers don't have a will, and over
Right.
half, meaning 57%, don't expect to have don't expect to have money left to pass on, whereas another 35% plan to spend their money, whatever they have before they die. So if we're having this conversation here, and I was reading it verbatim, what does that mean? Like, how do we get started? How do we get to $25 a month to $1 million when even if you and what I gather from that statistic, if you do what follow your principles within your coaching program, right? We will be in an nth of a percentage of people. Because you also said that the average Black family household inherits $3,000. So if your parents die, you're not trust fund, you're not getting millions of dollars. You're left with $3,000, if anything. And the average white household is at $15,000. So white families are leaving 5 times more, being that $15,000 is not enough. That's not enough to pay off most people's credit card bills. So
Exactly.
help
Not
me
enough.
out here, friend. Help me out here.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you really look at the statistics are dismal. I mean, the bottom line, uh, newsflash, only 10% of people out there are getting an inheritance. And to your point, the average inheritance for white families are about $15,000 and for black families about $3,000. But
Mhm.
90% are not getting an inheritance, right? So the problem is when you think about your kids and my kids, I have a 5-year-old and 3-year-old. Like, just look at prices. The prices of homes, prices of food, prices of gas. It continues to go up. But let's fast forward 15 years. Do you know in 15 years a college education at a reputable university will be almost $300,000? And in 20 to 30 years, the average starter home will be over $1 million. So, Spiceda,
Yes.
isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
So
So
what should we do?
I'm thinking about my kid, right? And how are they going to
Yes.
pay for it? How are they going to pay for a college? How are they going to put a down payment for a home, right? Because salaries are not in pace with the high price of everything. So, hey, I've been thinking about this for a while and years
Mhm.
back, I was like, custodial accounts. That's it. And most people will say, hey, what's a custodial account? A
Yes.
custodial account is a kid, it's an investment account for your kid where you're investing on behalf of your kid, but you're the custodian until your kid becomes an adult. That's it, right? So
Mhm.
if you look at if you look at the stock market, on average, the stock market gives a 10 to 12% return every year, right? Last 30 years, that's what you get it, right? But kids have something, so I see that our kids have something that you and they have time. So especially if you're a parent, if your kid's a newborn, up to 9 years old, they got time. So
Mhm.
you can put in $25 a month, right? And when they get in late into their adulthood, they'll have $1 million. That's insane. That's
What?
insane. There is no other instrument out there where you can make that type of investment, right, and get that type of return for our kids. So look, we can go on and on, but that's why I'm so excited about custodial accounts, because this is the way I believe to leave our kids an inheritance.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I've been putting these stats up, right? Because I think that the stats are important, right? And custodial accounts is going to help us beat the stats. You know, real
Exactly.
estate has been historically the way that I think we as a
Right.
people have
Yeah.
been taught to build wealth, right?
Right.
But if real estate gonna be $1 million, our kids, or most kids, not our kids, because I listen to you and I'm a smart parent, right?
Right.
And I'm a smart parent. So with that, and you're a smart parent. So I make sure that we all know that, what our parents, what our kids need to do, and so that they aren't stuck in a pattern that doesn't create wealth. Because if you can't buy a home, that's usually our first step to wealth.
Yeah, I mean it exactly. And a lot of people, we throw around the term generational wealth, inheritance, right? But let's just quickly go down the line, right? Instruments to create generational wealth. You can do real estate, but hey, a lot of people, real estate is hard. Especially in LA, I live in LA. It's hard to attain a home, right?
Right,
It's just hard to
right.
attain a home. Second one is a
Atlanta, let
business.
me just say this. Atlanta's about to be like that. So,
Right, right. So real estate is difficult. Real For the middle class, real estate is difficult, right? Oh,
mhm.
you can try to build a business and maybe leave your kid a business. That's hard too. Hey,
What you
it takes
mean? What you mean?
you're a business owner. Hey, it's just difficult for most people to build a business, and especially to have a long-term business and leave that business to their child, right? I mean,
Mhm.
we can get into it. There's whole life insurance, right? Or life insurance policies. But if you look at whole life insurance policies, they still aren't giving the type of returns that our kids will need as adults. So when you deduct it all, from my standpoint, it's investing in the stock market, and custodial accounts are the best, cheapest, easiest way to do that. So I see this is this. You can set up automatic deductions from your account and invest it into the custodial account every month, right? I mean, look, I did the stats. Look, the average family is spending anywhere from a couple of $100 to $1,000 on their kid every month. Incidental things, the McDonald's, right? The birthday
Mhm.
birthday party, going to the local bouncy house. Hey, that adds up. So I'm not saying take all that stuff away, but if you take a percentage of that non-essential spending and invest it, man, you're talking about your kids having millions and millions and millions of dollars later down the road.
Well, Kelvin, you make this sound easy, okay? And I want to quote you right now because I have binge watched you, and I love you. I love your content. I love when you and Edwina was doing Financial Fridays. I follow you guys for that. And one of your reels, you mentioned that financial advisors and planners don't promote custodial accounts.
You know why financial advisors aren't reaching out to us and telling us about custodial accounts? Because there's no money in it. I have a couple of friends who are financial advisors, and people don't really put a lot of money in custodial accounts, and financial advisors make money off of the commission, right? So nobody's tracking you down. Nobody's sending you an email, the Fidelity, the Schwabs of the world, trying to get you to open up a custodial account because they're not getting paid.
And it's mainly because they're not making any money off of it. I mean, you're an ex, Wall Street guy, right? And so, you know how wealth is made truly, right? And that's through stocks. And in order to even get into stocks, you got to know how to make stock decisions, right?
Yeah.
So how do we start? Stocks is hard. And I'm assuming is custodial accounts. Are we investing in stocks with custodial accounts? What are custodial accounts? Because, I'm an accountant and you and I had the conversation and I'm the wiser because of you, right? And I didn't have the knowledge until I spoke to you about custodial accounts. Right. So let's help people actually even know what custodial accounts is. And, for the people in the back of the room on the slow bus, like I was. Okay. With my certified public accountant self.
Right. Got it. Okay. So again, we kind of mentioned that a custodial is really nothing but a kid's investment account that you're investing for your kid, but you're the custodian. You're the adult. You're making the investment so the kid becomes of age. And that's a great question you asked, Spiceda. Well, what exactly am I investing in? And you're investing in the stock market. You're investing in things like index funds, right? That on average generate a 10 to 12% return every year. So basically, you're investing in the largest, most profitable companies in the world. Super conservative stuff, right? We're not talking about crypto or anything like that. But you're investing in these funds for your kids. But this is something we all need to understand. Compound interest. Our kids have time. That means putting a little money in over a long period of time equals a lot of money, right? So equals a lot of money. So that's why, hey, I'm a little older, right? It's gonna take a couple of it's gonna take a lot more money for me to get to $1 million than my child, right? So that's just the advantage that our kids have. They're young. So you can put a little money in, little money in, little money in, little money in. You don't miss it. And then later on, they can have a whole lot of money. So I have a program, which I'll get into, called Smart Parents Wealthier Kids. It's a group coaching program. It starts next month in 5 hours or less, right? You can set up a custodial account, set up the investments, and be good to go. You can leave an inheritance for your child. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to get parents.
I am excited about it too, because I'm going to be a part of that program. And so, that cohort. So if anybody is interested, Kelvin and I had a very long conversation because, as you guys know, I talk about it. I'm an OTT mom. And as an OTT mom, Kelvin, that means over the top parent. And I know that me and my friend, Edwina, are probably alike because you always say we're alike. So I know that she's over the top. Are you? Joey thinks I'm over the top.
A little bit, but we wouldn't have it any other way, right? So you and my wife keep guys like Joey.
You're not gonna get no beating. I think you scared to tell me. I promise you, she won't beat you.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but as an OTT mom, I think we are concerned, and parents, right? We want our kids to be left off better than us. Just like I outpace my mom, absolutely, you outpace absolutely your dad and your mom, and that's what this is about. Generational wealth doesn't mean that we got here all on our own, right? Absolutely. I believe my mother created generational wealth, right? And her wealth looked different. I will say this, and I don't know if I think I shared this before with people, and I'll share it with you. My mom never made more than $15,000, right? No. And she was a social worker before she retired. And we lived in the best neighborhood, one of the best Black neighborhoods. And my mom used to always tell me that we were the poorest people in the neighborhood because, we lived across the street from doctors and, entrepreneurs and business owners. And so, but my mom took what she had, her and my dad, because my parents bought the house, our family house that we live in, and created a foundation for me to live and build on, right? And I'll say this, I was 1 year old, and I don't remember this, Kelvin, but my older siblings tell me that we lived in the projects, right? And so we were like moving on up to the east side when we moved, to Carver International. And so shout out to all of my Carver International friends. All of my friends still live there. We grew up in the same neighborhood, but I asked my mom, I went to visit her this weekend, Kelvin, and I said, Mom, do you feel wealthy? And her answer was yes. Because Kelvin, wealth is more than money. Wealth is access, which my mom had, and she started a nonprofit with what she had. Her and my stepdad started a nonprofit that they're still doing, just like you and Edwina, and they help kids, through sports, and with the little that they had. So you make an excellent point that we have enough, right? You and I definitely have enough to invest in custodial accounts and do more for our kids, right? So I tell that story to say that my parents bought a house. My parents sent me to college. My parents did nonprofit work. And it was all on what most people would consider wealthy.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. That's a great story. And Spiceda, I talk to a lot of different parents. And here's the thing that I want to underscore. You don't need NBA player type of money to leave an inheritance for your kid. You can have a janitor's salary, or like you said, hey, your mother was a social worker. You can have a social worker salary. You can have a janitor's salary and now leave an inheritance for your kids. People think you need a lot of money to leave an inheritance for your kid. I just want to dispel that and break that up right now. You don't. You do not. But we're spending monthly. We're spending a lot of non-essential discretion on our kids. Take a little piece of that and invest it, and that's your inheritance. That's the. I just want a quick. This is a quick story.
Tell it.
One of my clients is a struggling actress in Los Angeles, and her 3-year-old booked a commercial, whatever the case may be, and the 3-year-old got $3,000, and she had the wherewithal working with me. She put that $3,000 into a custodial account. Do you know we projected when that child turns an adult, late in their adult life, that child will have $3 million from just that $3,000. That's insane, right?
What?
I mean,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Pause for a minute. What did you just say? You say, okay, because my babies are cute. I might have to send them to Edwina for some coaching or something. $3,000.
She put $3,000 into the account. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. She's not adding a penny more. And we did the projections, right? When the child gets later in life, that child will have $3 million. That's the power.
I'm gonna find $3,000 this year because I waste that.
Right, exactly. So in statistics say that we spend about $25,000 each year on our kids, right? So look, you don't have to have $3,000.
Is that outside of private school? Is that outside of private school? Because we in private school over here.
Yeah, we in private school over here too. Listen, I'm spending money. Every time my kids come around, I got to pull out my credit card, basically, right? So,
and you have girls.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is to your audience is like, look, the exponential returns are insane. You can leave an inheritance. You don't need a lot of money, right? To leave an inheritance. Take some of the money. Take some of the money you already spending on them. Okay, they don't get 2 Barbies this month. Barbie. Okay, we're not going to McDonald's every week. Okay,
I am ashamed.
Or maybe every other week.
I am ashamed. Let me say this. You know how they say a hit dog will holler? I have been hit. If you come to my house, next time you guys are in Atlanta, my house is a playhouse. I feel like I'm Hasbro or whoever, name a toy company, that's me. We are Jackson Toys R Us. And you just hit the nail on the head. How do, and for me, you said enough. And I think for others, like me, you said enough. I mean, our birthday parties, we probably spend like $1,000 on a birthday party with these kids these days. Because, anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. Toys, I literally looked at something the other day and it's a series. So they know how to get us. One toy you might say is $20, but my son told me that it's a 5-set series. So that's $100 toy.
$100 right there.
That he's gonna toss to the side in about 90 days because he's gonna be over it. Okay. You said something to me in our conversation. You were like, okay, like bring in your tribe, right? So instead of the tribe sometimes buying the kid toys, because my kids are booked and busy with toys, right? Invest in their custodial account. I love that you said that. First of all, it sounds like to get started, we need to know how to get into the next Smart Parents Wealthy Kids series. Is it like it's once a month let us know how it works. Let us know how to get it, get access to it so that we could go ahead and be a part.
So again, in 5 hours or less, you can create and give your kids an inheritance, and you don't need a lot of money. So our next cohort or our next parent group coaching program is next month. It's only 5 hours, right? and it's going to be if you go to my website, kelvindickerson.com. If you go to my website, go into Smart Parents Wealthy Kids, and just join our waiting list. We're getting ready to open registration, but it's going to be October 22nd and October 29th. Right, 2.5 hours each Saturday. For 2 Saturdays, 2.5 hours. That's all you need. That's it. Pop, pop. We're done. We're we're done. And
Isn't that simple, friend?
it's like it's not that deep, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not that deep, and we're done. So
and let me say this, I've been preaching this to people, that number one, wealth has a plan. Right now, we can say all day long that we want our kids to be, be better off than us. We can say all day long that we want our kids to not have to take out college loans. We can say all day long that we want to be able to give our kids, like other people, a house when they get married, or a down payment for their house. We can say that we want to raise debt-free kids that are more financial savvy than us, because those are my confessions, right? So I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about myself, but I'm going to say, we can say, okay? So if this is you also, you can say that all day long, right? But until you take action, that is nothing but words. And the Bible says, and I always have these moments here. The Bible says that faith without works is dead. And the work is as simple as opening up a custodial account. Number one, tracking your spending, because I believe in wealthy habits, and creating a plan for it, because the Bible also says that without a plan, the people perish. Okay. And so I've been preaching and that wealth has a plan, right? Put this up here. As an accountant, wealth has a plan, wealth has systems, and wealth has tools, right? And I believe that a custodial account is a tool. I believe that an accounting system is a tool. I believe that a financial coach is a tool. I believe that an accountant is a tool. I believe that everybody should have a goal to pocket more profit so that they can invest it not only in their future, but in their kids' future, so that you won't be one of those people that have not a will, have not anything to leave for your kids, and just have not true wealth because you're making decisions based on having to pay your mortgage, right? I don't want my kids to choose a major. Like I chose accounting. I probably would have chosen communications or marketing because I really wanted to major in marketing. But my mom told me, listen, you got 4 years, go in and get out and major in something that you love, but major in something that you know what the career path is, right? I knew that I love numbers. I chose accounting because I knew I could be an accountant. I was in inroads, and I became an accountant at 16 years old, and here I am 30 years later. But here I do what business combos and coffee, wealthy habits. I write content. I eventually got to where I wanted to be because I love what I do, and I do what I love. But I want my kids to not be limited to making decisions based on financials, right? Based on money. And so I'm going to be in Smart Parents, Smart Parents, Wealthy Kids. I'm probably going to do the 101 one because, my Saturdays be booked. My son is in first tee and everything else. So Kelvin, I don't want to keep you all day. I want you to come back. Will you come back?
Yeah, absolutely. Please have me back. I mean, yeah, it's always. I love what you're doing.
You on the spot.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Putting you on the spot.
No, please. I think we need to just keep having these conversations, because it's what I hear you're saying is, listen, wealth, prosperity is doable, right? But you got to have a plan, you got to work the plan, and you got to be intentional about it. It's just drop out of the sky. So I love what your wealthy habits. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, some of you join the program, Smart Parents Wealthy Kids, and yeah, let's get it.
Yay! So my next boot camp is called My next boot camp is Pocket More Profit. So you can join Kelvin's plan on Saturdays. Right? You can jump yourself into the next Pocket More Profit, October 18th through the 22nd. And I think that the 22nd is one of the days for Smart Parents Wealthy Kids. So look, do yourself a favor this Christmas. Give yourself a gift. Be a have. Start with a habit, right? And I say habit means get wealthy habits. And one of those habits should be to invest in yourself, invest in your kids, and invest in your future. Okay. And this is how you do it. Stop wasting money, overpaying in taxes. Stop wasting money. And I'm talking to myself, buying frivolous things for your kids. Teach your kids to be smart. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to have Kelvin laugh for a second. Kelvin, I'm bringing you back. So I took my kids to see The Woman King on Saturday with my mom and my sister in Jacksonville. And, you know, every time I see Viola Davis, I think of my friend, Edwina. And so we're in the movie, right? Because I think that this is a great idea and a great movie to take my kids to. So my daughter, you know, I teach her how to be a boss girl and everything. And so I bought tickets, right? Because I wanted everybody to get the credit. So I bought 6 tickets to, you know, me, Joey, the kids, my mama, and my sister. We sitting in the movie, and Joey says, "Mommy, this is not kid appropriate." I said, "What is the PG-13 movie?" Right? They 5 and 7 years old. Sailor goes, "What is going on here, Mommy? Why did you bring us here?" I said, "Don't you love this movie?" "No, we're scared. It's too much killing." Da, da, da. Listen, let me tell y'all, this is a great movie. You should go. Everybody should go, but don't take your 5 and 7-year-old. So I actually was so excited, Kelvin, that I bought the ticket on Saturday and Sunday. I bought it by mistake on Sunday. So after the movie, we come out, because my kids riding me. I'm not going to give all those comments they said, because they were off the chain and out of control and inappropriate, because I was enjoying the movie. I had to send them down to their grandmama and their daddy. I was like, go to sleep. What happened to kids going to sleep in movies that aren't age appropriate? So listen, they go. So after the movie, me and Sailor returning the tickets. She looks up at me, Kelvin, and she says, "Mommy, why did you buy this movie? Why did you spend your money on this?" She asked me why I spent my money on this. She said it was inappropriate, right? And she says, "I don't want," because she used those kind of words, Kelvin. She grown. Then she says to me, she says, I don't want to be king if I got to fight." She says, I said, "Sailor, fight in order for you and I to have the liberties that we have today." That story truly did happen. And I said, you're enjoying your freedoms, because of, of what you saw. We had to fight for our freedom like that. I tried to give her the black girl magic talk. She said, "I'm good. I don't like to fight." But the point of it was, she told me, don't waste my money.
Don't waste your money.
So how many times as parents have we wasted our money? I could have took them $30 and put them into her custodial account, because clearly her mama made bad choices.
Exactly. Or my wife and I will take the kids to a nice restaurant, and my kid will be like, "I don't like the food." I mean, come on, right? I mean, I already paid for it. You better eat that food.
and then have it wasted. I'd be like, give me a to-go box. So, or we'll buy them toys that they don't play with. Y'all better go to Dollar Tree, get them $5 toys they might throw away. Stop wasting money on toys so that you may, so that you can leave an inheritance for your kids. Right. Kelvin, is there anything that you feel like we should tell the people? I think we've held them long enough. I've held you long enough because I know that it is, what time on your time? 7 a.m. I brought the sun up with you.
Yeah, it's fine. We can bring the sun up anytime together. But again, I just wanna underscore, you don't need a lot of money to leave an inheritance for your kid. And I just challenge all of you, leave something for your kid. We don't have an excuse now. We know through Spiceda's program, what she's doing, we have the information. There's no excuse. 30, 40, 50 years from now, our kids can look back and be like, look, mom, thank God for my mom and dad. They listened to a program and they hooked me up because that I have a much better life. Because that I'm living my dreams, because that I'm not stuck in a dead-end job, because that, and that's what we want, right? We want to pass the time. We want our kids to have a better life. So look, here's the vehicle. You can leave an inheritance. And thanks so much, Spiceda, for having me. I would definitely love to come back.
Yay, let me put this up. Smart Parents Wealthy Kids, a generational wealth program. You can work with Kelvin Dickerson, my friend, and my financial coach for generational wealth for my kids. He is a certified financial coach, as I am an ex-certified certified public accountant. And what'd you say?
I'm just following you. You got the head shake. I'm just going with it.
You like the amen corner of the church. Take your wealth to church. Take your bank account to church today, okay? Take your discretionary funds to church and invest in your inheritance, so that you too can be a have and not a have not in this world. Don't be like 90% of Americans who don't leave an inheritance. I think that's the number.
Please don't.
That is so sad. And I will tell you this, and I hope my husband don't mind, but both of my husband's parents passed here. And that was my wake-up call that I want to do things differently. And so his parents did phenomenal for him and their siblings. And I've said this before, my mother-in-law, and I don't know if I told you this, and hopefully we can have another conversation about this, but my mother-in-law was a wealth giver and wealth producer in regard to, she was a lunchroom lady, right? She was over the cafeteria at the school. She was a cook, right? But this woman had about 15 insurance policies.
Wow.
Okay. And it was just so many. And they were those little death benefit policies, right? So, and with what you talk about, which is compound interest, right? We will be having a whole different conversation. These guys might be Gucci. Okay. But they're not, because she did not get the benefit of compound interest. Right. And instead of taking her $3 a month, $36 a year, and putting that into a custodial account, she bought life insurance policies. Right. And what I learned and what I know, and I'm only talking about what I know. And, one of my mottos is know more so that you can grow more. Right. What I know today and what I learned, right, from my mother-in-law and my father-in-law was that you got to make a decision on how you spend your money, right? I will admittedly say I waste on toys because, I like the smile that the toys bring for my kids. But she also put her money into a vehicle and it could be any vehicle. It could be toys. It could be a life insurance policy. It could be a fancy party that they're not going to really do. It could be taking them to a fancy dinner. It could be taking them to a movie that you really didn't need to take them to, right? But it's taking that, if we put that money to work versus putting it to waste, we will create child millionaires. We will create millionaires in our family. And I'm not just saying child, because children grow up, right? We will create millionaires, and we will create wealthionaires. I'm making that up. I just made that up on the spot. But that's what we would create with different decisions with our money. So that I say pocket more profit, you say smart parents, wealthy kids. And my mother-in-law was a smart parent.
Yes, she was.
Let me say that.
Yeah,
she was a smart parent. But she did not know what I now know because of you, Kelvin. And I want to say thank you again. She does not know. And wealth is having access to the information, right? You've given us access. This is a wealth moment. We now have access to the information that you and I share for free. And we can take it further by having information to what can we do so that we're not overpaying in taxes, so that we can have more money to invest. What can we do with, our extra for our kids so that they can also have generational wealth? You guys know what to do. We've made this available to you. If you go to pocketmoreprofitbootcamp.com, you can join Pocket More Profit Bootcamp, which starts on the 18th through the 22nd. You can join Kelvin's next cohort of Smart Parents, Wealthy Kids. That's 2 Saturdays. One of those Saturdays will be the Pocket More Profit Saturday, but I don't think the times conflict. And even if they do, you can get the replays, right?
Oh,
so.
And I'm sorry. Oh, I was just going to say too, for those of you where Saturdays a conflict, we also do one-on-one coaching. So in just a few hours, we could set up a custodial account and you can be on your way.
And I say that is reasonable. So I found your prices to be reasonable. It's what we waste anyway, probably a month. So I say join Kelvin, join myself, and join us for the next conversation. Maybe I could twist his arm to bless us with about 30 minutes of Pocket More Profit so that you guys can know what to do with some of your profit. Kelvin is certified, because you're a certified financial coach. I'm a certified accountant, and the two of us together are what I consider a wealthy half. And so you guys be haves and have-nots of this world. Kelvin, do you want to give any last words or to the people, and one more time tell them how to find you?
Again, I love what Spiceda is saying. It's just doable. Hey, we spend so much time on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, or whatever the case may be. And what Spiceda is doing is telling us to take some of that time and focus it on building your finances. Focus it. I love that. Know more to grow more, right? So, and I'm just adding on to that. Leave an inheritance, no more to grow more, and then leave an inheritance for your kid. It's doable. You don't need a lot of money, right? And just, you can go to my website, kelvindickerson.com, and go on to Smart Parents Wealthy Kids. And we have a program that starts next month. We also can do one-on-one coaching if you just want to get this done in a couple of hours and be done with it. But super easy. You have the knowledge. Now do something with it.
All right. Thank you, Kelvin, for being a part of the conversation. We are grateful to have you. And look, y'all, here we are, the two of us together, making this crazy chance to make some wealth, right? I don't know why I bust out in that song. Y'all know, if y'all know that song, that's Secret Lovers, and we are not secret lovers, but y'all need to stop being secretive about your money. Let's come out with what we're doing with our money. Let's come out and make different decisions with our wealth, guys. This is Wealthy Habits. My name is Spiceda Jackson. I am the accountant that you want to work with when you want to move your profit up, move your wealth up, and push your taxes down. Join me for my next Pocket More Profit Bootcamp. Join me if you want to work with us. Go to accountantthisway.com. Watch the replay. Share this with your friends. Follow me on YouTube. This will be again on YouTube. So share the replay with your friends. Follow me, Spiceda Jackson, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. I'm ex-financial CPA, and also follow my friend, Mr. Kelvin Dickerson. He's across all social media, and also follow Smart Parents Wealthy Kids so that you can begin this journey of compound interest, and it can all start next month. Do yourself a favor, forget Black Friday and start being in the black right now. Don't make some retailer's pocket go black while yours go in the red. Make different choices about your money. I teased my husband about it this week, if you follow me on social media, but I'm serious about this thing. I'm serious about you pocketing more profit. I'm serious about you being a have and not a have not. I'm serious about you not being stuck in the middle. I'm serious about you living the life that you love. Okay, until next week, I'll see you guys next Friday, 9 a.m.-ish, same time, same place, live. You can catch the blog at accountantthisway.com, and I'll see y'all later. Mwah. Love you. Bye. Your taxes done.
Yes.
Can you give us the story?
Listen, I would have owed more if I did not come here. And now I feel relieved. I feel accomplished. I got a lot of things done and paid off thanks to you, 365.
And that's why an accountant is a wealthy habit. Bye, y'all.